Hello, so I was going to talk about Basketball Wives season 12. I believe it's the episode where Jackie puts her hands on her daughter Chantel. I would just like to say, throughout the whole season, I understand that maybe Jackie was verbally abusive, emotionally abusive to her children growing up, maybe even playing mind games, maybe even physically abusive. We see how she is on the show. But just judging Jackie just based on the show itself, like I said, I haven't really seen Jackie do anything so bad. And as we see, when Evelyn and everybody sat down, Evelyn said, Jackie said, I wish all the ladies well. I want the best for you guys. And if you guys get loud or disrespectful with me, I'm going to do that with you. Jackie is basically saying she doesn't want any drama. And I actually like the way Jackie's acting on this season. Like, she's just trying to hang out. She doesn't want drama. And Evelyn right away starts with her, says, do you want the best for Chantel? She gets out her lipstick or her lip gloss. And you could already see what Evelyn's body language, she thought about it. And she probably wants to fight with Jackie, basically. And they started going back and forth, and then Jackie, once Evelyn said, you love your husband more than you love your daughter, Jackie then got up. It could be jealousy that Jackie senses. That's why Jackie got up, like she's not going to be playing games or whatever. And to be honest, I haven't really seen Jackie do anything bad on the show for the girls to keep attacking her. I don't know if they know something that we don't, or if Chantel has told. Sorry, I had to film this on another day, but I feel like people are provoking Jackie, especially like Evelyn. Like they're being mean to her, they're provoking her. Like, when she asked, do you care about Chantel? And then Chantel, I understand maybe Chantel didn't have a good childhood with Jackie. But as far as on the show, I haven't seen Jackie do anything that bad. And I feel like Chantel's just been provoking her and being mean to her, talking crap about her the whole season. So I did see kind of like the conversation that Jackie said, okay, get out of my room. And then Chantel came back. I did see a little bit of Jackie looking at Chantel's body a lot. Yeah, when Chantel was walking away, I did see Jackie like look at her body, and she goes, oh, that's a much better exit. Almost as if some type of jealousy. I know Jackie's in her 50s and her daughter's in her 30s. She seems to have a better body than her mom, so there could be some jealousy there. And then Chantel turned around and said, oh yeah, like she's been there before and she has resentment. So I do believe that Jackie probably does bully her kids. It's unhealthy because that's your daughter. You're not supposed to look at your daughter as jealousy and competition, but there are some moms that do that. I do believe that Jackie does that, and maybe for the cameras, Jackie doesn't really show that side, but I think that Chantel knows more to the story. That's why she has a lot of resentment. And Jackie said, okay, get out now, and she put her hands on her to get her out. Jackie put her hands on her and said, okay, get out of my room. And Chantel said, don't put your hands on me, and pushed her away. And then that's when Jackie socked her. I don't think Jackie needed to sock her. I mean, Chantel is 20 years younger than her. That's her daughter. So I do think it was really wrong of Jackie to do it. Some other people are saying that if it was their daughter, but not necessarily. I don't see me socking my daughter like that. And I don't think that this is the first time. They're saying this is the first time, but if you did it so quick like that on camera for the world to see, I don't think that's the first time. I know that Chantel is very honest, but it just doesn't seem like that's the first time any of this is happening. And I think Chantel is very honest about that. I know Chantel said, you guys are used to the person you see on TV, and then there's my mom, the person I know in real life. I do think there's some truth to that. I do think that there was some verbal and physical abuse to Takari and Chantel growing up. And Ming issued out an apology to George Jackie. I don't know why, but I think it was wrong of her to put her hands on her daughter like that. Like, that's abusive, and you could tell that her kids were physically and verbally abused growing up. Now, I know some moms who are selfish, jealous, narcissistic, childish, immature, jealous of their daughters. They see their daughters as competition. I don't know if that's what's going on with Jackie, and she's trying to hide it for the cameras. I do notice looks at Chantel's body. You know, when someone looks at you up and down, that's usually like a hater, jealousy. They're checking you out because they're jealous. She does that with Chantel. I also seen her do it at the thing where Brittany was singing out like, "Go deadbeat." That, when Chantel approached that dinner, when Chantel approached that dinner, I noticed that Jackie looked at her up and down like jealousy. So I do notice that. I know that Jackie treats her husband really well and her son Dougie really well. I see her talk on the phone to them, and she was gonna plan Dougie's birthday for the new episode. There are some moms who treat their sons better than their daughters because some moms are jealous and they're in competition with their daughters, and it's sad. It's sad, but you know, yeah, the Bible says to get married, Jackie, with her marriage, but you're neglecting your children because you're jealous or you're selfish, and you know when you pass away, you're gonna have to answer to, sounds corny, but it's real. You think you're getting away with it, but you're not. You're gonna have to answer to God one day on why you were neglectful and abusive towards your daughters, your children. So I do think there are some people who are just selfish, like that right there. I'm not saying Jackie and Doug get a divorce at all, but Doug should, you know, say that's wrong. You shouldn't hit our daughter. And hopefully he did do that, because so there are some people who are just selfish, and I don't know why it seems like Doug and Jackie are very selfish and they just care about, you know, that, their relationship, but they're neglectful towards their children. And yeah, you may think you're getting away with it, but you're gonna have to answer to somebody someday on why you were neglectful towards your children. I do think that, like, I feel bad for Jackie, that Evelyn and everybody and Chantel, they're kind of provoking her the whole season. I do feel bad, but something tells me that Jackie was putting on an act for the cameras, because I kind of seen, like I said, her jealousy come out, and the fact that she hit her daughter. There's no way. I do think that her daughter suffered verbal and physical abuse growing up, and neglect. I think that a lot, I do feel bad they were provoking Jackie, but I do think that Jackie, something tells me that Jackie was putting on an act for the cameras. I also think that Evelyn knows that, because these women have been around her and they know her. So yeah, it's kind of sad to see, but there are some women who are miserable, they are selfish, there are some women who are just insecure, they have jealousy issues, they are immature, childish, and they're just very insecure, and they're very jealous because they're insecure, and it unfortunately they can't have normal friendships or relationships with other people, including their children. And it's a sad thing. And you know, because Jackie on the new episode, she said she has to get ready for Doug for FaceTime her date, always talking about Doug, but I hear that her first daughter was left with the grandma, and that she didn't really raise or cook for her kids or raise her kids at all. But if you could have time to, because she always saying that she didn't get a divorce for years, so you make time for your husband, for a man, but you don't make time for your children, and that's sad. I know Evelyn told her something about you love Doug so much you put him above your children, and I do believe there's some truth to that. And yes, you know, like, let's say one day I get married, but I'm not just gonna forget about my daughters or be a bad mom or be neglectful toward my daughters. I like how Evelyn is with her daughter. You know, she moved her daughter in, you're close, they have like a little podcast. Evelyn Lozada and her daughter have a podcast, and I want to be like that with my daughters growing up. There's no excuse whether you're married, not married. It's just you being a neglectful mom, a neglectful, and I I don't believe this whole thing where she can't have a conversation with Chantel, or she couldn't raise Takari, because you had time for a man, so you could, you know, say sorry and apologize and talk to your kids, but you can't do that. It's just crazy. Now, I don't condone all of Chantel's behavior. I do think Chantel's behavior is a result of, they say that Chantel was spoiled growing up, or she was the favorite child because that's the child Jackie had with her husband. So like Takari was casted to the side, left with her grandma, and then Chantel was the favorite because that's the daughter Jackie has with her husband. So they would take family photos every year, and she would live with them. Jackie was gone all the time, but she lived with them, and something about the nanny or somebody raised her, but because Jackie was gone, that's Chantel's problem. But Chantel was in the home, was in the family photos, but Takari was not in the family photos. That is so messed up. And left with her grandma, and not even living in the home. That is like really that is so messed up. And I guess Takari said that her mom said she was too dark skinned and too overweight to be in the family photos, and also she was not her husband's child. That was her first child she had with somebody else. So she was like left with her grandma. She's not allowed to be in the photos, but that is really messed up. I feel bad for Takari. But on to Chantel. So Chantel was the one, that's the husband's daughter. So I don't condone Chantel's behavior. I think that she talked crap about her mom. She was provoking her mom the whole season, picking on her mom. She let other people pick on her mom. That's bad, but I do think that when you spoil a child, because I hear that she was the she got favored. When you spoil the child, they grow up to disrespect you. They feel entitled, and maybe that's Jackie's karma. So Takari Lee is chiming in on everything. The daughter that was casted away to her grandma, and the less favored one. And Takari Lee is chiming in, defending her mom. She's saying she does talk to her mom now. So hopefully Jackie is getting better and talking to her children, and not being neglectful. So hopefully she's getting better, because, you know, one day you're going to have to answer to somebody. And also, if you are selfish and, you know, you're in a relationship, you're good, and you just forget about your children, what about one day when your partner passes away? Then who are you going to hang out with? Who are you going to call? You treated your children like crap. So hopefully Jackie is getting better, and she is talking to her children. Now, I get it if you don't have the funds, but I read that Jackie was worth an estimated of $12 million, and Doug, something about he earned $51 million. They're millionaires. Like, if your daughter is on Section 8, Takari Lee and her children, that is a big, big sign of neglect and selfishness, and that proves it right there. I cannot go on vacation. I can't go on a plane. I can't even have sex without knowing that my daughters and my grandchildren are good. They need their house, they need their property, and me and my husband need that too, and then I could go on vacation and have sex. I don't know how Jackie could be going on vacation and her daughter is on Section 8, but sadly there are some women out there who are really that selfish, and they are really neglectful. But sadly, there are some women who are just truly neglectful towards their children, but they do get karma. Karma comes around, and I think that's what's happening with Jackie Christie right now. Y'all know that Evelyn wants to beat Jackie, or yeah, but right now I'm watching season 12, episode 12 of Basketball Wives. That's where Brittany Renner and Evelyn Lozada get into it, so I'll probably do a review on that tomorrow. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, hit like, put your opinions down below, and subscribe, and thank you. Bye.